Oh my god, when I swatched this today, I was instantly so excited, so inspired. So we have the Ranger palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and let me just say, there's so much more to this than what meets the eye. I lost my mind when I swatched it. This color story is so exciting. I had such a blast creating this look, but I am so excited to create the next one too. I think it's going to be really, really good. But hopefully you guys are into seeing what all I came up with, hearing my thoughts on this one. I also have the perfume as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather, and I really do love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe. Maybe you will love this video, that's the hope, and you'll want to stick around. But as I said, we got to talk about the Ranger collection. There was nail polishes that launched alongside this. I did not pick them up, but I am really excited to see a small brand be able to branch out and come out with other products. I think that's really cool. So they've also done perfumes for a while. This is the first one I've picked up, and we'll get into all of that in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the details on this launch. That way I can let you guys know like how much it is and all of those things. So before we get started, I have to say, Fantasy Cosmetica comes up with some of the best 9-pan palettes, and I love this series that they have been doing. I think it's so freaking phenomenal. I love the matte to shimmer ratio in this one. You have 4 shimmers and 5 mattes. I feel like that's perfect. Plus, considering there's a light matte, like 2 light mattes, 1 mid-tone, and 1 deep, that's like perfect for me, and I'm here for it. So this little baby retails for $38.99, which honestly is not bad at all. You do have some duos in here as well. You have some duos and some multi-chromes, but I am so excited to like really give you guys my thoughts on this so far, because this is interesting. I did not expect to like this color story as much as I did. To be honest, I almost didn't pick it up because I was like, it's neutrals. And while I do love all things makeup, my heart is with colorful makeup. I'm glad I didn't listen to myself, because this one really freaking surprised me, and I'm excited to like share everything with you guys. So as for the perfume, there are 3 different sizes. They have a 1 milliliter sample, which is $2.29. I think that is awesome that they do that. The glass on this is beautiful. It looks to be hand painted. I think it's so stunning. But they also have a 10 milliliter, which I think is what I have. This one is $16.99, and then you can get the 30 for $32.99. This is very unique to my perfume collection. I don't have anything quite like this, and the reason I picked it up is because I've been hearing Angelica go on and on and on about scents with tomato leaves and grass that have like that earthy kind of scent, and I've never smelled anything quite like that, so I wanted to. And spoiler alert, I really like it. I'm still working on like testing the longevity and all of that, but it's a very unique scent that I love. So it says, enjoy the crisp scents of tomato leaves, cypress, lemon, rosemary. Those are all top notes. And then the heart notes are fern, mint leaves, jasmine, and basil. Base notes are cedar, fir, and tiger grass. It smells beautiful, earthy, very woody. I really like this a lot. And it's kind of soft at the same time, which I also enjoy. Now, in hindsight, I didn't really think about my allergies, which I don't think I've had any issues yet. They're kind of flared up right now, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I am allergic to like all the trees and grass and everything that's in my area, so I don't know. It might be a problem later. We'll have to see, but I think it smells fantastic. The bottle, like I said, is really beautiful. And this might be one that goes with me on my next trip to Croatia. And I'm excited. I think it's beautiful. Also, They did include this really gorgeous postcard. I don't know who the artist is on their team, but they are talented, and this postcard is beautiful. It says, a ranger moves through the sun-dappled forest, following a trail of broken branches and fresh tracks. With a arrow nocked and eye sharp, they slip into the undergrowth, unseen but always watching. I love that. Plus, they've been coming out with a lot of really cool things. Let me see if I can find it on their site. Like, I don't know if they're selling these things or what, but they have like build your own palettes that are wooden, and all of these like really cool wooden boxes and stuff. They look really, really cool. And I would love to see like more about those things, but I can't find it on their site. If I can, oh, hold on. Here's one of them. The Palette of Power. This is that empty magnetic palette. I'll pop up a picture on the screen, but it is so freaking beautiful. And it's got like one of those lids that magnetize to the top, but this is the most stunning palette I've ever seen. It looks like hand carved. Now, the price isn't very stunning. Well, the 15 pan is $65 US. It looks like they have an array of colors and everything. You can also get an 8 pan, which is $52. These are beautiful though. I'll link the stuff down below. That way you guys can go check out all the colors and stuff. But those are really cool. And I wanted to go ahead and mention them. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the swatches and everything. I'm excited to like actually get into these looks. Because like I said, I really love this one so much. But I have really, really high hopes for the next one as well. So let's go ahead and get into that. I am so freaking excited to do this look today. I saw it as soon as I swatched it out, so hopefully it ends up being as good as I have it in my head. But we're going to start out using an E06 from Singe, and I want to go into this shade. I want to put this in the inner corner. It makes so much sense to be there. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you what's on my cheeks. Look at me jumping right on in. So on my cheeks, I have two Singe blushes. Risky Raisin, which is like the deeper shade, one of my favorite blushes. And then Persistent Persimmon, which is the most beautiful yellow. And they go so well together. But I do want to play with the greens today, so I wanted to add a minty highlighter. This is BUTTERMELT from NYX, and I think it looks so beautiful, especially on top of this blush. And on my lips, I have the Freck Beauty number, where are you? Shade number 1 lip liner, and I top that with the Gnarly liquid lip from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is their satin formula, and it's one of my favorite lipsticks in my whole collection. I love it so much. So now back into the eyeshadow. I want to just press this here, and I'm going to take it like most of the way over. I'm so excited for this eye look. This palette is so much more beautiful than what I thought it was. I almost didn't buy this because I just looked at the color story and was like, meh. But let me tell you, it is so much more than just that. In person, like seeing it all swatched out is so freaking beautiful. Such a gorgeous color story. And because I'm lazy, I do this every time. I try to use that big brush on my lower lash line and it never works. But I'm going to use the Singe Beauty E04 to plop some of this color down here as well. And I'll probably end up taking this color over a little further, but before I do all that, I do want to lay down the other shade. I'm pulling out another E06, and I'm going to dip into this shade, Track. And I love like the orangish, like grungy undertone of this shade, especially when paired beside that green. I just think it's so freaking pretty. I think it's safe to switch over to an E08. I just like to use a smaller brush to start with so I don't accidentally put down too much product. But this is going to be like the base shade, so I do want this to go up a little higher. Actually, let's switch to the E03. I'm going to pull out another E04 and just dip into some more of that shade and just add this down here as well. And then just drag that across. I think this is going to be so pretty. I'm so excited to see it all together. Honestly, this alone would be a pretty look without adding anything else to the lid besides a shimmer. I think this would be gorgeous all on its own. But I do want to add more stuff, as I know you're not surprised. I want to do this shade here called Tame. And I'm doing that on the E06 too. And we're going to build this shade up here. I really love the undertone of this one as well. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the lower lash line too. I always like to take it along the lower lash line and then bring it up. That's how I get the shape that I'm getting. And it's easier to add more to the top once I know like how far I want this to go out down here. You see how nicely that shade is like deepening up on itself. It's really giving some great dimension. It wasn't really a part of the original plan, but I think I'm going to use the E04 that I have that green shade on and go into a little bit of this shade Hunter and just put a little bit of this right here. Not a lot, but a little. That could be really cool. But I am going to go over it again with that shade Explore. And that way it adds a little depth, but doesn't take away from that lighter shade. I did the same thing right there. Okay, so just one last thing. I do want to add a little bit of this deep shade Strider. And I'm doing that on an E27 from Sigma. And I just want to add a little bit of this out here, not a whole bunch. And I'll also use an E07 from Singe to add a little bit of this to this outer corner on the lower lash line as well. I feel like this eye with this lip is going to be amazing. So I'm just going back through with all the previous shades and going back over everything to make sure it's all nicely blended. Okay, so last thing I want to do real quick is use this shade Explore and kind of take it up and over this whole situation. It's going to help it flow. And most of this dark green shade will be covered up with the shimmer, but it'll also be a base for that too. Now I'm going to go in with some glitter glue from CLIONADH. And I'm just going to put this all over the lid. And then we're going to dig into my favorite part. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of this shade Snare. It wasn't a part of my original plan, but I think I do want to use it. So I'm just using an E01 from Singe, and I sprayed it with some MAC setting spray. This is the Fix Plus Stay Over. And I used a brush. I usually use my finger to apply shimmers out here, but I didn't want too much of it to get laid down. There we go. Now I want to use that center shade, Ambush. This shade is so pretty. Actually, I love every single shimmer in this palette. They're all beautiful. I love all of the colors in this palette. But I do want to just plop that there in the center. I don't know. I just think shimmers look so much prettier when they're applied with a finger. So far, I'm really loving this. So now I want to do this shade, Marksman. This shade is really pretty too. Ooh, that's a lot. I love this shade so much. I like to use my finger just to help those blend together. That's also why I took this shade, this orange one, over further, because it helps it like bridge together better when you put this other shade on top of it. I also put some of that shade down here as well, but I love this so far. I think it's so freaking pretty. Now I want to use, I'm going to use this brush. It's E04, and I'm going to start with this shade, the deeper, well, almost deeper shade, and I just want to flick this in here to help those shades like bridge together. But then I just cleaned it off. Now I want to go into this deep shade and add a little more depth out here since I kind of went over it. And honestly, I love this look every bit as much as I thought I was going to. I absolutely love it. I do need something for the inner corner. I'm going to try this. It might work. Fingers crossed. Let's see. I just need something for the inner corner. Just to add a little, you know, brightness there. But I don't want it to like take over the look. But I love this. I cannot wait to see what it looks like with lashes and liner. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of it. But I think it's so beautiful. I'll be right back though to show you guys the finished look. I am back with the finished look, and I think this really came together, even though this eye keeps watering. We're going to ignore that. It keeps messing up the inner corner. But this came together exactly the way I wanted to, only it is so much more perfect than I ever could have imagined. I love this like grungy neutral outer corner with this pop of mint on the inner corner. I think it is so freaking beautiful. One of my favorite looks that I think I've ever done. But so far, this is fabulous. I have used every shade in this palette except for one, which is this shade up here. I cannot wait to use that one like tomorrow. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. And it's going to be really good too. Fingers crossed. But I feel like this whole look is a vibe. And I'm so glad because I do have several other videos I have to film after this because I'm doing a lot of pre-filming. But I'm having a blast with this so far. So in my waterline, I did 2 liners. This is the shade Brouhaha from ColourPop. And as you can see, I did that out here. I did a little in the lash line as well. And then on the inner part, I did one of my favorites, which is Icebreaker. It really ties this whole look together so well, especially with the lips, the top, everything. I think it's a vibe and I love it. For mascara, I did the Lash Idol. This is the Flutter extension. And for lashes, I did my Bright Lashes in the style Adorn. And I feel like the wispiness of them really plays into the shape of the eye really well. Adds a little more smokiness, I feel like, to the outer corner, but I am so in love with this. I cannot wait to create another look tomorrow, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it down below. But let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. Listen, I'm so thrilled to be creating this second look. This lip combo is so beautiful too. I'm so excited about what's on the cheeks. I finally got to use Tangerine Crush from Dee Dee's Signature. She is very pigmented, but I did blend some, well, put some on my hand and then just tapped in with the brush and added, like, put it on that way. It did blend out very nicely, and as long as you're light-handed, this is beautiful, and on a deeper skin tone, it would be even more gorgeous. But I wanted something like with a little bit of the green, kind of looks yellow in some lighting, but I wanted something with a little orangish red. So I started out with the Just a Taste highlighter. This is the low light formula from Unearthly. It's one of my favorites. It's a stunning red highlight, and it went so well with the blush. It just made sense. But then I used Green Goddess again. I've been really enjoying this one. It looks mint when you look at it, but it appears way more green on the face. It looks so beautiful. So I did the same lip liner that I did yesterday. This is Fiery from Unearthly Cosmetics, but I used a gloss today, and I do think it's really beautiful. This is in the shade Fossil. I apologize for my phone dinging. I have someone here cutting grass, so I can't turn my phone down, but hopefully I won't get any more texts. So like I said, I am so excited to create a look with this today. So for the mattes, I'm gonna just use these 3, I think. So we're gonna start with that. I am gonna start with the mid-tone shade, which is that really beautiful green. I used a little bit of it in yesterday's look, but I'm really excited to get to use some more of it today. So starting with the E06, I'm gonna go into that shade, but first I do need to pat out these creases. I really loved yesterday's look, but I'm super excited for this one too. So I'm gonna start with Hunter, and I want to put this all through the crease. Did you see Diver and Sneak Peek that they're about to have a launch, and Unearthly showed something too? I'm really excited to see what they are. I can't wait. But this is gonna be such a fun look. Hopefully. I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to switch over to this E25. It looks stained, but it's because it needs washed. I spot cleaned it this morning, and sometimes that just doesn't get all the color off. But this has become one of my favorite brushes. I really love it. And then for under the eye, I am going to use this little brush. This is the E54 Medium Sweeper. I'm just going to press this here. I'm going to just clean off this brush, wipe off the excess, and then I'm going to use this to just blend this out. Actually, let's go ahead. That blended really nicely though, but I'm going to switch over to the E03 from Singe. This blends like a freaking dream to be such a deep color. So now I'm going to use a different E03, and we're going to dip into Explore. Actually, let's do the E06 first, because I'm going to use that to just pack this color in here, kind of like how I did yesterday. I just love how bright and beautiful that is. And this time I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to pull out an E01 and use this for the lower lash line. I got some new stuff coming from some new brands that I haven't tried yet, and I'm so excited. Let me go look. up who it is because I don't exactly remember, but these launches look gorgeous. One I haven't bought yet. It's from Divini Beauty. It's the Mingo palette. That's so beautiful. But this one I got is Kemia, I think is how you pronounce it, Cosmetics. They just released the Frosted Fairy Prismatic palette, and it is so freaking beautiful. You guys know I love everything fairy, so I was like excited when I saw that. But now I'm just taking this color, this very light shade. Oop, I just stuck my finger in that. That could have been a lot worse. But I'm just taking this really light shade around and blending on all of the edges. The crease situation today is going to be like really easy. But now I want to go back in with that green, and I'm just going to pack this on and re-intensify it everywhere. So this is the matte situation. I'm just using an E27 to really deepen up the crease and the outer corner. But like I said, so far this has been really easy. I do want to deepen up out here, so we're going to go into Strider. I love the undertone of this brown. It's really pretty, and I'm really loving this green crease. It's been a while since I've done something quite like this. I mean, it's not been a long time. Well, you'll see what I'm going to do. I'm making 0 sense. What I meant was, it's been a while since I've done a full green crease, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. Now I'm just using the E07 to add some of this same shade down to the lower lash situation. Now we're gonna do the glitter glue, and I'm gonna do the Shine On from CLIONADH. It's amazing. Now is when things are going to get interesting. I'm excited. So to start this out, I do want to use some of this shade. Honestly, I've been so excited to use this shade since I swatched it yesterday. I just love shades like that. So I'm gonna just spray this with some MAC Fix Plus. I just used my Singe Beauty E01 to add this. I'm not gonna do a ton of it, but I do want it out here to meet up with this matte situation. I think it's gonna be the perfect like shade to transition into the next shade, which I'm really excited about because I'm gonna do Snare, hence the orange. Now, what I was stuttering over earlier is the fact that it's not been that long since I've done an orange and green look. Actually, I think I've done one like less than a week ago with the Singe palette. But this is a whole different way of doing it, and I'm here for it. Like, the pop of orange is everything. This is a good way of doing two-tone looks as well, especially when it's like contrasting shades like this. It really makes them, like the lid shade, pop. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Now I want to use this shade, Marksman. I love this, and it's really gonna hopefully make this whole thing tie together, and I think it's gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited to see what this looks like complete. Yes, this is exactly what I needed in my life today. Yes. Oh, I love this so much. Let's do a little bit of ambush as well, like right here, to just kind of bridge the two together. And then I'm going to go back in with Snare and just re-intensify that brightness right in the center there. And you know what? This time, I think I'm just going to leave the inner corner matte. I don't always do that, but I'm kind of loving the way that looks right now. Last finishing touch, I'm going to use an E30 pencil brush, go back into Strider, which is that deep dark brown, and Just wanted to zhuzh that up out there so it all meets up really nicely. Honestly though, where I used that dark shimmer, it did it pretty well on its own. But I'm loving this. I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's all finished and come together. So I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look and to give you my thoughts on this. I am back with the finished look and in such a good mood because my passport is going to make it to me on time before the trip. I've been so nervous about that, but I just checked my email. Something made me check and it's supposed to be here Monday. I'm so excited. So now my trip isn't going to be ruined, which makes me like literally so excited. I know that's my favorite word, but it is what it is, you know? So for the look, I did black liner. I don't do a whole lot, but I feel like this look really called for it. And I used the Firework mascara. The liner I used is the black one from Urban Decay. I'm so sad I didn't have my lid on my one from Melt tight enough. Now I'm gonna have to buy another one because it's dried out. Mistakes were made. But lashes are bright lashes in the style Flutter, and I love them so much. I think they go so well with this eye look as well. But I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of this one. I love it a lot. I really love the last one too though, so I don't know. You're gonna have to let me know which one was your favorite. Well, this was so much fun. As I've said, like, I'm sure more than once throughout this video, this was surprising. I am shocked at how much fun this is. Like, she is small but mighty. This is freaking gorgeous. Again, I love, like, the stained glass artwork. I think it's so freaking beautiful. But this color story is so perfect. So much more than meets the eye. Honestly, I feel like videos and stuff just do not do it justice. If you are in any way drawn to this color story, I do highly recommend. I think both looks were beautiful. There's so much more I feel like that can be done with this little palette. Even though it's only 9 shades, it goes in so many different directions, especially if you just do like 1 or 2 shades. You don't have to use half the palette like I do. I don't know why I always do that. It just, I don't know, it makes me happy. I actually like blending and I have the time to do it, so why not? But some people don't, and I completely understand that. And if you are one of those people, I am happy to tell you, you can get some one and done looks out of this one too. Quite a few actually. But all in all, this is fabulous. They are one of my favorite brands. I discovered them, when was it? Last year. And I've like dove in head first, and now I have all of their launches, and I'm so happy to have this one as well. I think they're fantastic, and like I said, they really do some of the best 9 pans in my collection. It's a tie between them and Unearthly. I love both of them, but this color story is beautiful. I used every shade in the palette more than once, and I think it's fantastic quality. I had so much fun with it. I really do recommend it. I usually don't do reviews on palettes, like when I do, like, not full reviews, you know, I usually give like first impressions, but I do feel comfortable in saying this is the same great quality that they always have, and I absolutely love them. If you're into this color story or any of the others they have over there on their site, I do recommend. My current favorite from them is the Harvest of Souls, which I don't know if that's in stock. Let me go look. That palette is so incredible. It is in stock, and that makes me really happy because it was sold out there for a bit. You can buy the full palette or you can buy the singles, and I love that they do that because not everyone wants all the shades, and I think that's really smart. Plus they have that really cool magnetic palette you could use as well, build your own palette within all their singles. I think that's awesome. As for the perfume, the longevity on this seems to be really good, but I do want to keep trying it out. I will say this bottle has some weight to it. It feels very luxe. The painting on it is really beautiful. I wonder if they hand paint these. If you know, let me know down below. But all in all, this was such a good buy, and I'm so happy that I was able to create these looks. I feel so fabulous today. I was actually joking on the phone with my cousin a minute ago and said I'm like all business up top, and then On the bottom, I am like casual in some sweatpants, but I look really cute from the top up. Anyways, I'm going to shut up now. Let me know, did you guys pick this one up? If you did, have you already gotten it? What's your thoughts on it? I would love to hear from you. Not only is it awesome for me to be able to see other people's perspectives, but it helps other people down below in the comments. And I'm so proud of the community that we have here. I love looking at comments and seeing where you guys interact with each other down below. That makes my heart so happy. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.